Hello there, it's Carrie Rhoades here. Welcome back to the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. Today I am making a card for you that has a little sneak peek from the upcoming Sending Smooches release. And it is this card right here that says, I soda like you. It's a punny Valentine's card. I love Valentines for punny cards. I do. So first I'm going to start out with some ink blending. I am going to choose Rusty Hinge for my first color. So this is supposed to look like a soda, a Coke, a pop. What do you call it? I know in different parts of the country it is called different things, and probably different parts of the world. I call it soda. I think. I also would call it Coke if it's actually a Coca-Cola. So there you go. But when you look at a Coca-Cola bottle, I feel like there is a warm kind of golden brown. So I thought if I mixed the Rusty Hinge and the ground espresso distress oxide inks, I would kind of get this warm brown Coke color. Well, I wasn't sure that I liked it. And there's a lot of snafus that go wrong with this background. Right now, it's looking good. I feel like the Rusty Hinge maybe is a little too orangey, so I am doing some extra blending. And here's where it all goes wrong. I used the same paper towel that I used to clean up my mat to pick up the spray from my paper, and it left an exact handprint of my hand. So I thought, well, let's go wild and crazy and do some ink smooshing. So I smooshed my ink pad down onto my glass mat, spritzed it with water, and now I'm pressing my background into it and picking up some color. And I wasn't sure. I thought this might be repurposed for another card on another day at one point, but I just decided not to give up and keep going. So now I've smooshed the ink pad onto a little window sheet that I like to use for splattering, and then I'm using my paintbrush to splatter that same ground espresso ink across this panel. And then once I have enough splatter on there, which is a lot, I like a lot of splatter, I am heat setting it, and when this dries, it's going to dry back very light. So I'm going to just do layers. I'm doing some just plain water as well on this background with a fresh and clean and dry paper towel this time. And then it just wasn't enough splatter. So I picked out some brown acrylic paints that my daughter uses a lot, and I splattered them across this background, and I just went darker and darker, and I did end up using 3 different brown acrylic paints. These are pretty loose paints, and I just used the water that was on my brush to make it loose enough to splatter. So this is like burnt umber or something. This is the darkest one. This is the one I liked the best. I would have just done this one. I should have just started with the darkest, but I didn't want to mess it up as if it wasn't already messed up. Also, that window sheet that I'm splattering from, I use like sparkle on that a lot, so my panel ended up having a bit of shimmer to it, so that was a bonus. And I decided I would just try it and see if I liked this. So I'm bringing out my Summertime Sips die set and die cutting the largest cup from that set, and I'm putting it as close to the bottom as I can to leave out most of that Rusty Hinge at the top. It just got too orangey, so I just have a tiny bit there at the top. And then I cut another one of those cups from a window sheet, because if you have a cup of soda, it's gonna have that clear plastic look. So that's what I was going for. Then I decided I needed to just like finish off the edges and darken them up with some more ground espresso. So I did that on all 4 sides just to kind of soften out that orange a little bit more at the top, make it more of that color I was going for, that golden Coke color. Then I die cut 3 ice cubes using the medium ice cube die from that set from vellum. I also cut the lid from vellum and the straw from white cardstock. I'm going to put those ice cubes in my cup with some vellum adhesive. My best friend Patty bought this adhesive for me at like a scrapbook show. It's pretty good. I mean, it's not 100% invisible, but it's pretty good, I would say. Then I decided I would add some red stripes to this straw with my R29 Copic marker, and I hated it. It just, they were too bright, too dark, too uneven, too fat. It was not good. So I die cut a second one, and this time I am using a red colored pencil, which I feel looks a little bit more authentic as far as a red and white striped straw is. How that straw is a little bit translucent, and the lines are just softer. So I liked the look of this better, and I went with that, but I didn't waste that other one. Since this was so thin, I thought it would be nice to make it a little bit sturdier. So I just glued the two together, and then no waste on that ugly straw. I'm going to call it the ugly straw. That's a little mean. I know. Sorry. Okay, so now I am sticking that down, and then comes my window sheet. So I'm going to glue this down at the top only. And then what I'm going to do is bring in some clips to hold that together, because it does take a while for glue to dry on top of plastic. So I'm just going to set that aside and let it do its thing while I work on the background for my card. So I'm starting with candied apple Distress Oxide ink, which I feel looks a little bit more orangey. Like, maybe I need to check and make sure that I didn't get my lids mixed up with my candied apple and my barn door inks. But it is being put on so that it's darker on the edges and lighter in the middle. Now, in the end, I felt like there wasn't as much variation from dark to light as I wanted, and it kind of just looks like a red panel. So I probably could have done the same technique that I'm going to do with a red piece of cardstock, but I really liked the look that I had in the end. It was a really cool background. So once that's ready to go, I'm bringing in this cool stencil. It's a Slimline stencil, so it's fitting on my panel that's going to be for a 5x7 card. So this panel actually measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and you can see this Slimline stencil right here works really good. Now, this is from a polka dot stencil set. There's a set of 4. There are bigger polka dots, medium polka dots, and small polka dots, and then this one that goes from small to tiny. It's such a cool stencil set. I use it all the time. All right, so now I'll peel that off and reveal those barn door polka dots on top of that candied apple, and I just really love this effect of it's a tone on tone look, but with the darker red on top. And there we go. There's our background, and I resisted splattering it. Yay. So now I am taking off those clips and adding another bead line of glue so I can add on my vellum lid. So this is going to go just covering that glue, not too far down onto the cup, and I'll use my same clips again to hold that lid down and let it dry, because now it's vellum on plastic, right? I also die cut from Fun Foam another of those cups to pop my cup up off of my card. I put some double stick tape on the back of that, and then I am putting a little thin strips of adhesive on the back of my straw, and then to make it even more secure, I am adding liquid glue on top of my double stick tape. I do that because I really feel like good adhesion is super important in my cards. Is anybody else addicted to having good adhesion on their cards? Are you guilty of using way too many foam squares? If so, we're friends. Okay, we got that settled. So I'm stamping Happy Valentine's Day from the stamp set called A Sentiment for Almost Everything. And it's true. It has a sentiment for everything. You won't be lacking if you have this sentiment stamp set whatsoever. So I am now flag cutting the ends of this little strip that has my saying on it with my scissors, just cutting up the middle and then cutting from the corner to the top of the snip on both sides. And it's not perfect, but neither am I, so it's fine. And then I'm going to add the customized sentiment that says, I soda like you. Now, this is the sneak peek part of the video. This alphabet die set is soon to be coming out from Trinity Stamps on the 27th of January, and it is called the Graham Cracker Alphabet. You just have to have it because the name is so cute. But these letters, they're small enough that you can make a whole customized sentiment on your card, and I think they're adorable. I'm trying to put mine on so they're like a little bit wonky, which not too much, but just a tiny bit, because then I don't feel like I have to have it like exactly perfectly straight and like use a ruler and be fanatical about that, because I can't do that. That makes me crazy. So a little wonky on some of the letters, and that's just how I like it. All right, so there we go, adding an exclamation, what? Exclamation point at the end. And now you can see my real life struggles with I don't even know what this tool is called. It's the tool that picks up, it's a picker, a jewel picker. There we go, it came to me. The jewel picker and I, yeah, we need to come to an understanding. I don't know. I am not good with the jewel picker. Let's just go with that. But I am adding some cute little hearts that I had in my stash, and I have some good news for you. Very soon, the embellishments will be restocked at the Trinity store. I am so excited. I cannot wait for them because Trinity has the best embellishments, and I use them on almost every card. So very excited about that. But that finishes up today's card for me. I hope that you sewed like this card, and I hope if you do, you'll give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you have jewel picker struggles? Do you have backgrounds that you had to rescue like I did today? I hope so. These are the struggles that we share together, right? Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. All the things I used are listed and linked for you below, and I will catch you next Saturday with another video for Trinity Stamps. Thanks so much for watching, and happy stamping. Bye.